Hi everyone, and welcome to my next video in the Bayonetta series for the Xbox 360. This is Chapter 9, Paradiso-A Remembrance of Time. This is a great chapter. Visually, it's just really creative, with everything floating in the sky. Very, very cool. So, this chapter is another one that has a lot of traditional combat and some pretty cool boss battles. Right here is just some story bits. And then you get to some platforming. You have to jump on those floating spheres, or they look like discs, and against that golden background they can be kind of difficult to see, and that is a little more apparent later. So here you just have to jump across. I almost fell. And then you get to this really nice garden area, and I like that these Paradiso areas have the feathers floating in the air. Gives the atmosphere a really ethereal feel, so I'm a big fan of the way these areas look. There's more of the tuba players, I guess. And then you take this guy out, or after you get this battle over with, you grab the key that's left laying there, and you'll activate what are some pretty cool platforms in this area. And I like stages like this that aren't just flat. They're very, very vertical. And so these floating, I guess they're discs in the air, and you just take them up. Can be a little confusing because I believe that they spin, so if you're running the wrong way on those, it can take you a lot longer to get up those than you might think. And so more fighting and more unlocking. So Bayonetta 2 came out this past Friday. And so I'm really excited to start playing that. I played the demo a couple more times over the weekend just to get familiar with it and to see how different these two games are. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting through this. I'm recording only Chapter 9 right now, or the commentary for Chapter 9, but in actuality I'm up to Chapter 15, I believe, which I'm hoping is the end of the game, or darn near close to the end of the game. I'd mentioned in my last video, which was for Route 666, that I felt it was too long. I mean, it's great, and it's awesome that it's like a homage to the old Sega arcade games, but it really kind of overstays its welcome. It's super long, and while it's not that difficult to get through, I really think that Platinum Games could have tightened that up quite a bit. And as you'll see in a later video, there's a level that is a dedication or another homage to both Space Harrier and Afterburner. And I think it's great, but just like Route 666, it just goes on forever and ever. And so I guess the novelty of it wears out pretty quickly. But stages like this are just really fun, and I especially watching it and not playing it, I can really appreciate what the artist did, with the skybox in the background, and again, the feathers and the birds, and very nice filters. So this stage is cool, and this right here introduces a new enemy. These floating boats. Let's see what these guys are called. Kinship. Aptly named. And so the trick to killing these guys is after you dodge these missiles, which I don't think I do very well here. But dodge those, and then the weak spot is on the ship itself. Right back here. I guess that's sort of the cabin. So just take those out, and you fight a few more of those and move on to the next level. Again, nice detail just in, as you do more damage to enemies, parts go flying off, and etc. So just really nice, and gives you a good visual cue as to how much damage you've done to each enemy, instead of having to look at health bars all the time. Although I do look at them pretty much constantly. So continuing your travels through this area. You fight these ones, these enemies again, which you fought when you basically faced yourself a few chapters ago. I fell a few times here because it wasn't that clear to me that those moving platforms had gaps in them. So I fell a few times and lost some health. So just more platforming, and that giant metal sphere in the background is the next major boss for this game. And its name, I believe, is Golem. Yep. The occult device. And this boss is kind of futuristic looking, but still really cool. It's mainly a sphere, but then it transforms into these giant fists and a dragon head, and I believe a spider, and then a bird. And so just got to get the evade timing down, and eventually you'll get to here and do one of the more humorous climaxes in the game, which is a I don't know if it's, I guess it's a volleyball. Really kind of silly. And then as they're about to spike it, they miss, and it bounces, and it makes a realistic volleyball sound, but you eventually just punch the heck out of it and destroy it, and that ends the level. And I think I just show one last bit here where I go to a chest and unlock another achievement, treasure collector, and then you go into the middle structure, and that ends the level. So thanks for hanging out with me in Chapter 9, and see you in the next video.